All right, let's go to the Free State now. That's at the High Court, and that's where that particular court has been hearing that there was nothing wrong with financial flows between Gupta-linked companies. It was also submitted that a financial probe by the Investigative Directorate was goal-oriented and less than careful. This morning, a lawyer for Ronica Raghavan, higher up in the Gupta business hierarchy, continues to cross-examine a senior financial investigator. Erin Bates is our reporter on this story, and she joins us now from the court. Erin, good morning to you. So tell us more about what is likely to come out of this cross-examination, because that is what is happening right now, a cross-examination of the state's key witnesses.
From 9:30, Tesele Rankuatsana, a senior financial officer of the ID of the NPA, will undergo further cross-examination. This only from Advocate Mike Helen, senior counsel for Ronica Raghavan, which, as you've noted, or who, as you've noted, is very high up in the Gupta business hierarchy. And we're likely to hear more information about the business dealings and movements of monies linked to the Nulane Investments deal with the Free State government. Remember, Nulane Investments is alleged to have committed a fraud in cahoots with senior government officials here in the Free State province, and then that money is said to have made its way into the Gupta business web. Now, earlier on Newzroom Afrika Channel 405, I spoke about some of the relevant accounts here. Just important to clarify a few points there quickly, Koli. Iqbal Sharma, who is another alleged associate of the Gupta, he's on record for a Nedbank account of Nulane Investments, but he says that a Gupta associate was the person who opened accounts for Nulane Investments with Bank of Baroda and then signed off transactions up to around 19 million rand to the United Arab Emirates. That's Ravinder Nath. Sharma has also, through his lawyer, named Ashok Narayan. He claims that he handed over control of Nulane Investments to Narayan, and Narayan was appointed an advisor to then Free State Premier Ace Magashule in April or so of 2012. So we're now seeing Sharma sort of aligning some of his testimony, or he hasn't testified, let me be clear, some of his version through his lawyer during cross-examination of witnesses with that of his brother-in-law, Dinesh Patel, them fingering someone incredibly close to the former premier of the Free State province. Of course, that's Narayan, former advisor to Magashule.
Yeah, and then, Erin, the defense for Ronica Raghavan also asking this witness outright about the Guptas and their spouses. What followed? What's the context here?
Well, what followed there is that there was actually a mistake in that financial report which Rankuatsana produced for the ID of the NPA, and that led to a submission from Helens for Ronica Raghavan that he was less than careful in his analysis of the financials involved here. And that is because he asserted that two Gupta brothers, that's Rajesh Tony Gupta, the younger Gupta brother, who we know from the Zondo Commission was very close to former President Jacob Zuma's son, Duduzane, and Ajay Gupta, weren't co-signatories on important accounts in this matter. Neither were Gupta spouses, and yet in his report, Rankuatsana said they were. He said, oh, this is the first time I've noticed that, and it's an error. What's important here is that Helens, of course, is representing Raghavan, but in a lot of his cross-examination, he's effectively argued in defense of the Guptas or raised questions that support exonerating the Guptas of any wrongdoing here. There, clearly, the company Island Site Investments is important, and that's the company which over a period of several months between November of 2011 and July of 2012 had 500 million rand move through its bank account. But Helen says there was nothing untoward here, and that Island Site Investment, which received monies one step from Nulane Investments, was fulfilling a treasury function within the Gupta's business group, so that as much as there were large amounts of monies moving here, it was all intercompany loans, and that there's documentation to prove this, and it was usual business for these companies within the Gupta business group.
Erin Bates setting the context for us and taking us back to what came out of the cross-examination yesterday, and that cross-examination does continue today. Thanks for the time being, my colleague there, Erin Bates.